Hey guys, today we're going to be drawing a Starbucks cup. I'm using the iPad Pro with the Procreate app. If you're new to Procreate, I also have a video called 25 Procreate Tips and Tricks, which is good to watch first because as I draw, I'll be using these actions. I will link that video below. So I have my canvas open with layer 1 and I have a color palette already selected, which just comprises of different shades of browns and grays and greens. So let's start off with the background. I'm on layer 1 and I'm going to grab my airbrush. We're kind of creating a coffee shop background. All right, next we're going to go into the adjustments panel and Gaussian blur. And we're just going to blur that. All right, next we're going to go into our settings, canvas, and then we're going to enable drawing guide. And then we're going to hit edit drawing guide. Just make sure that your 2D grid is on. And then we're going to create a new layer. And I'm going to grab just a dark brown or a black with a mono brush. And then we're just going to draw a straight line like this. And if you don't let go of your pencil, it'll become very straight. And this will be our tabletop. All right, so let's get rid of the drawing guide for now. And then we're going to hit alpha lock on this. So click on the layer, alpha lock. And what this does, it allows you to color only inside what you've already colored and not outside of it. So I'm going to select another brown, again with an airbrush. I'm just going to lightly color the table that it's on. Something like that. Okay, let me just take off the alpha lock and we can blur it just a tiny little bit. Now we're going to create a new layer. Then we're going to go back into our settings, hit drawing guide, then hit edit drawing guide. This time we're going to go into symmetry. And we want to make sure it's a vertical line. So under options, let's select vertical. And we could change the color of this grid since it's dark and we can't really see it. So just click on that little blue and just click on a color up here. I'm just going to select white so I could see. And then we also want to make sure that the assisted drawing is on. Just make my thickness a bit bigger on that guide and then hit done. All right, so let's select a black and we're gonna select a sketch brush. And what vertical symmetry does is whatever I draw on the right will appear on the left and vice versa. So it's basically doing a mirrored image. So let's sketch out our cup. And I'm just loosely sketching this and then I'm gonna go over it with a white. I'm just going to make this a bit bigger. Now we're going to fix these little errors right here where it kind of looks like a butterfly. We'll do that later. And this will be the top part of the cup or the lid. So now I'm going to turn off the assist. So now I'm going to create a new layer. I'm going to grab a white with a monoline brush. And I'm not using the assist on this part because I'm probably going to get the effect like this. It's not going to be very fluid. So I'm just going to trace over this. And you can also make a nice curve again by holding the pencil, not letting go. All right, so we're going to start a new layer for each part of the rim. And then another layer. And then lastly, this top layer here. All right, let's take off the sketch layer. All right, next we're gonna fill in each of these layers. So I'm gonna start off with this layer over here. And as you can see, this one I haven't closed off yet. So we just gotta close that in order to fill. And the same with this one. And the same with this one. All right, let's turn them all on. And I just missed a little bit over here, so I'm just gonna color it in. All right, so we have the outline of our cup. So next we're gonna do some shading. So let's start off with this layer over here, which is the big cup, as you can see. And then we're gonna grab just a kind of a light gray and an airbrush, and we wanna make sure that the alpha lock is on. So we're gonna apply a little bit of shadow, and just keep in mind that let's put our light source at about here. And I'm applying just a very light pressure. Okay, I'm gonna grab a darker shade right there. And I'm gonna grab just a light beige. And there's probably some reflection on this side. And then we're gonna go with our blending brush over the whole thing. All right, so we're at this layer. We're gonna enable the alpha lock, and we're gonna grab a gray with an airbrush, and we're just gonna lightly do some shadowing here. All right, so we're gonna enable the next one. However, I just wanna put it underneath the one below. And I'm just gonna fix some of the edges here. All right, so we're gonna enable alpha lock and grab our airbrush and a gray. All right, so next to the top layer, we're gonna bring this all the way down again, just on top of the cup. And we're gonna grab our airbrush again with a gray and just lightly shadow. Okay, I'm just gonna clean up some of the edges over here. I'm gonna merge these two layers down. So that's one layer. All right, next we're gonna put a layer right underneath the cup. And we're just gonna finish off the rim underneath. Okay, next is the fun part. We can do the logo. So let's create a new layer above everything. All right, so let's draw a circle. That's a very bad circle, but if you don't let go of your pencil, click anywhere on the screen with another finger, you have a perfect circle. Then we're gonna fill that. Let's enable our drawing guide again. And we're gonna center that just with this green line right there. And for now, I'm gonna sketch the logo. So I'm gonna create a new layer, and then we want to put the assist on. I'm gonna do a black and a sketch brush. So I'm just gonna reference this over to my side, which you can't see. So let's see if this works out. So we start off with a star, which goes off into a crown. Okay, I'm just gonna move that up a little bit and just decrease that a little bit too. And then we have a face, and then the eyebrows, the nose, and the eyes. And then the body. And then the hair. Another strand of hair. And then the third strand of hair, which goes into the arm. And then we have 8 pieces going this way. Next, we're going to erase what we've just done. So we're going to go back into the green layer. We're going to hit Draw Assist. Then we're going to grab our eraser with the monoline brush. Just make sure that's a smaller brush size. And we're just tracing over what we just did. And then we're gonna pick it out later with the selection tool and just delete. All right, so let's disable our sketch. And then we're also going to disable the drawing guide. We're going to grab our selection tool. Make sure you're on automatic. So let's just select the portions that are supposed to be deleted. So that one, that one, that one, and that one. So let's grab our eraser. And we're going to erase all of that. And I'm sure I did something here wrong with the eyes, so let me just fix that. So I also forgot to just delete this part. Okay, so you can see that the threshold for deleting wasn't that great, so I'm just going to manually delete all these little bits. All right, so let's turn off the assist. And now we're gonna turn alpha lock on. We're gonna grab a lighter shade of this green with an airbrush. And as we said, the light source is over here on the left. So we're gonna lightly put some highlights over here. Kind of give some dimension. And then lastly, I just want to turn off the alpha lock and just make this edge just a little bit softer on the mug or on the cup. And then if we go to the tabletop layer, let's select a black. And we're gonna do just a little bit of shadow underneath. And then just blur that up. All right, lastly, we're gonna create a new layer just on top of everything else, and we're gonna select that green. Then we're gonna go to Settings, Canvas, Add Text, and let's just select Helvetica, and then we're gonna type in TM. Let's scale that down. There you go, guys. There is your Starbucks cup. To get notified of more new videos where I teach you to draw, be sure to subscribe to Draw with Marina.